We're in Chapter 2, Lesson 5, solving equations containing integers, but the complicated about these integers are some of them are positive numbers and some of them are negative, and in some case they're both negative, in some case both positive. Well, let's take a look at our first one. It's involving addition. And we're using all four basic forms of operation: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So mixing it up here. So p plus 18 equals 14. What we want to do is isolate the variable. In this case, it's p. We're isolating p. So I have, the book always says, how do I undo the plus 18? I subtract 18. 18 minus 18 leaves me just p. So what I do to the left side of the equation, I have to do to the right, minus 18. Now the interesting thing here is 14 minus 18 is negative 4. So I'm getting into some negative solutions here. So my variable is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 18 is 14. You plug it back in and check your answer. Negative 4 plus 18. I'm going to work it out. 18 equals 14. When you're adding integers of different signs, find the difference. What's the difference between 18 and 4? It's 14. And then the sign goes to the biggest guy always wins. The sign goes to the biggest guy. The biggest is the biggest guy, the negative number or the positive? It's the positive, so positive 14. So that was number 4 on your homework. So now we have q, our variable is q, plus 6 equals negative 2. So how do we undo the plus 6? We say minus 6. So I have 0. I just have q over here now. So let me write it down here, q. I'll keep it back up there. So what I do to the left side, I have to do to the right. Negative 2 minus 6. What we've been working on, I think we've agreed that the easiest way to do a subtraction problem like negative 2 minus 6, the easy way to think about it is to reverse the operation and reverse the second sign. We got the addition down, I felt like, in class. So I'm going to rewrite this as an addition problem. Negative 2, reverse the operation, plus, reverse the operation, then reverse the second sign. So positive 6 becomes negative 6. And we know in addition that a negative plus a negative, we just add them up and keep the signs the same. Negative 2 plus negative 6 is negative 8. So q equals negative 8. So it gets a little complicated. The book just jumped in with add a negative 6 to both sides, and I think that confused some people. But they're really just jumping that step of you're subtracting 6, but you're rewriting it as an addition problem. I just rewrote it. Change the operation. Minus becomes a addition. Change the sign of the second. Change the sign of the second number. Negative 6. Let's move on. Negative 100 equals negative 4 times u. So the inverse of multiplying is division. To undo multiplication, we divide. But we're dividing by negative 4. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is just positive 1. I have u all by itself. 1u or just u. So now I have to divide this side by negative 4. 100 divided by negative 4 is 100 divided by 4 is 25. But what's my sign? In the case of division, if the signs are the same, it's positive. 2 wrongs make a right. Both signs are positive, your answer is positive. If they're different, if this was negative 100 divided by positive 4, the answer would be negative. If the signs are different, your answer is negative. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. So u equals 25. Positive 25. So we have c divided by 4 equals negative 20. So we have division, c being divided by 4. I multiply this by 4, or it's really like 4 over 1, and these cancel out. We've done this before. You can see. So if I multiply this side by 4, I also have to multiply this side by 4. I multiplied this side by 4 ones, 4 over 1s. The 4s, the two numerators cancel. And I have c over 1, or just c. c1s, just c. Negative 20 times positive 4. Well, 20 times 4 is 80. But remember our rule. Let me write a better 8. Remember our rule. If the signs are the same, your answer, or in this case your product, is positive. If the signs are different, your answer is negative. What's the case here? Think about it. We have negative 20 times positive 4. You got it. The signs are different. So this is c equals negative 80. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, this seems easy. We don't have to do anything. X equals 15 minus 31. Well, 15 minus 31 is, the difference between 15 and 31 is 16, but it's 15. If I go on a number line, I'm over at 15. I'm going to take away 31, 14, 12, go all the way to 0. That's 15. And then go 16 more to negative 16. So find the difference. The number I'm taking away is greater than the number I have. So it's x equals negative 16. Let's see if that works. Let's check that with a calculator. Sometimes I like to just check it with a calculator. I'm going to grab a calculator here. All right. So I have 15. So I have $15 and I have to give away 31. I don't have $31. Minus, how much would I owe? Minus, so 15 minus 31 equals negative 16 there. So I got it right. The difference between 15 and 31 is 16, but I'm taking away 31 from 16. So there we go. We're into negative numbers. Okay, here's a word problem. This one's kind of a toughie. Lysandra bought 20 shares of stock for a total of $175. She sold the stock for a profit of $25. What was the selling price of each share, each individual of these 20 of stock when she sold it? Okay, so she, the total amount, so what I have to do here, 20 shares. She sold 20 shares, and how much did she get? Well, she got 25 profit. So I could add that to 175. So she sold 20 shares, 20, and then she received 20 shares, and she received how much? She received a profit of 25. Well, she spent 175, so we have to add that profit to the 175. So she got 200. Does that make sense? Let's think about it. 75 plus 25 is 200. So 20 shares for $200. Yay, I'm done. Uh-oh, I'm not done. Says, what was the selling price of each share? So it's 20 times each share equals 200. Okay. This part, setting up was a little harder. I'm not sure we understand the profits, 25. That's added to what she paid, so 200. So I divide each side by 20 times S by 20. 20 divided by 20 equals 10. So each share was $10. Okay, we're not dealing with positive or negative integers, just some thinking things through here. And we'll talk about this one a little more tomorrow and the other word problem. Hope you have a great evening.